Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I actually took some time away from reading the hate comments on my The Fall of the Young Turks video. As you can imagine, most of these comments don't really add anything to the conversation, they're just petty insults. I know my video is full of petty insults, but they're clearly triggered, and it was a suggested video as they were watching the Young Turks. For those of you who are new, or for those of you who have subscribed since the Young Turks video, yeah, there's probably not going to be a moment in the near future where I don't reference all the hate comments I get. It's absolutely amazing. You should go and read some of them. Trust me, you'll be entertained for at least 20 minutes, maybe even an hour, depending on how far into the rabbit hole you go.
What if we stopped talking to the potential victims and started talking to the potential perpetrators?
I hate to stop a video or, part of the video before they make their initial argument, but you can already tell what bullshit we're gonna hear.
I know it sounds crazy, but in Vancouver, they started the Don't Be That Guy poster campaign. Its simple message saw the rate of sexual offences drop by 10% the year after it started.
Now, I've been accused of being an immature 14-year-old with a whiny voice who's become nothing but a straw man of the alt-right. I don't do any intellectual debunking. Now, they're right. My voice is probably whiny, and I am probably really immature. But I'll take those criticisms to note. Get ready for me to fuck this moronic propagandic ass clown up. Ready for me to tear him into shreds? 3, 2, 1, fight! Now, we are in a very sad state of mind, honestly, or a sad state of culture, when I have to say that before I say any statistics, I have to explain that I do not agree with sexual assault or rape. It is the most fucked up thing, one of the most fucked up thing aside from murder that can happen. And I would like to say that even these numbers are still too high or still too hard to stomach. No man that I know, that I've ever met, that is in my circle, supports rape, forced sexual assault, or anything of that nature. We don't sit around in circles and talk about rape. At all. So if you go on Canada's own website, you can see that since 2004, all the way up until 2014, rape, sexual assault, on all three levels, aggravated, weapon or bodily harm, and then level 1, which is just inappropriate touching, rape has gone down 50%, 28%, and 19%. And in just 1 year, from 2013 to 2014, yeah, it went down 22%, 14%, and 3%, just from 1 year.
Saw the rate of sexual offences drop by 10% the year after it started.
So like I said, sexual assault is too high, rape is too high, it's a huge issue, but the way he's going about it is insulting and dishonest. See, what he will fail to tell you is, alright, there's a peak in 1993, which is absolutely disturbing. From 1983, it looked like sexual assault, or at least reports of sexual offenses, went up. And it peaked in 1993, and then since 1995, it has been on a steady decline. And what I showed you was with the statistics I showed you from 2004 up until 2015. So you see that decrease actually started in 1994, right after the peak. But he's not going to tell you that. He's going to say as soon as they started this propaganda with men don't rape women, that all of a sudden it went down. That blaming men is the answer. No, I have no problem with posting things that are anti-rape, enforcing the idea that rape is fucking terrible, because it fucking is terrible. But this fucking moron is gonna pretend like, oh, we started blaming men in 2010 and it went down in Canada all of a sudden just by 10%. No, it's been on a steady decline. And while we're talking about that, let's talk about other statistics as well. Because if we're gonna talk about these things, let's at least be intellectually honest. The homicide rate and even attempted murder rate from 1984 has been continually, steadily decreasing. I mean, you have a few spikes within the 1990 and 1993, and then 2005 and 2008, and then one in 2010, 2011ish. But regardless, it's been going down steadily. It's about average. I even took the time to, go to Microsoft Paint and put a green line to show the continuing decrease, or the constant slope, with a few spikes here and there. But if you compare it from point A to point B on both the green lines, the slope has steadily decreased. This is also a similar trend we see from crime severity indexes from 2004 to 2014. And if you go back even farther to 1998, you can still see the steady decline, the steady declining slope of crime and crime severity. And if you go back even farther, you can see that there was a sharp increase from 1962 all the way up until around 1992, 1993. It looks like in between 1990 and 1994. And then you see that from 1994, so even before 1998, the crime rates started to go down. Increasingly down. Even violent crime at a slow rate, and total crime, including property crime, and then other crimes, of course. We should acknowledge that violent crime didn't go down that much, but at the same time, we should also acknowledge that violent crime has always been low. So yeah, this ass clown told you the truth, but he didn't tell you the whole truth. Yes, since they started blaming men for rape went down. But he didn't tell you that rape was already going down, along with pretty much every other instance of crime.
And yes, hashtag not all men, and hashtag not all rapists are men and not all victims are women, but hashtag all of the men who rape women are men, so how about hashtag don't rape?
See, this ass clown completely, I don't get how he completely missed that. Listen, at the end he said, how about don't rape, which I'm 100% on board with that. I don't know anybody who would disagree with that, but that's not what he was talking about. He showed that picture that said, men, don't think about it. And then he has the balls to patronize, to poke at people who say hashtag not all men. No, maybe they're men who feel like they're being targeted for rape. If, the information we were putting out was don't rape alone, like that would be completely fine. But that's not what we have. We have feminists patronizing men.
Now, some would say that we don't need to make a big song and dance about it, but maybe that's exactly what we should do.
Oh, look, a completely non-patronizing video called Hey Boy that says don't rape. Yeah, no, there's nothing patronizing or anything targeting men there at all. Nothing at all. Nothing. Ha ha ha. Nothing. They have this whole thing where they're like, don't blame the victim because I'm not asking for it. If I dress, if I barely dress at all. I don't know anybody who actually uses that as a defensible position against rape. I don't know anybody who says that. I know they tell you to cover up. Boys might look at you, but they're not saying that, oh, cover up because you're gonna, you're asking to be raped. I mean, oh my gosh, holy fuck. I've heard really retarded people say that, but that is a very mute minority. You can't tell me that song is in no way targeting men.
It's cut and dry. No matter how I represent, there is no consent implied.
She's absolutely right, because on a hot day, when it's really hot in my town and girls are wearing tank tops and shorts, I really get the urge to, to go over there and try to touch them and do all this nasty shit, right? No, that's not how fucking men think. We don't go, oh, that chick's naked, I'm gonna go and try to fucking rape her. Listen, I get the whole message of not raping, and that is a message I 100% accept and support. I don't think anybody should go out and rape. Nobody deserves to be raped, no matter how you look, what you're wearing, what you're dressed as. I don't know any man out there or any human being who says that you deserve to be raped based on what you wear or look like. They're pretty much taking everything that they've been told and misconstruing it to fit their narrative. when your parents or people say that you shouldn't dress revealing, they're not saying, oh, you might get raped. No, they're not saying that at all. They just don't want you to wear that, and that's one of the excuses they put out there so you don't dress like that. That's really all that is. Yes, men are gonna stare because men like staring because men are visual creatures, but men don't have this mindset to rape. Yes, they have a mindset to mate with females, but their mindset is to protect females, not to go out and be like, oh yeah, that bitch is half naked. Let me go grab her right by the pussy. No guy thinks like that. No, none. And if they do, then they deserve to be shot. Listen, let me just end this video by saying rape is absolutely fucking terrible. Okay, absolutely fucking terrible. I don't know very many men. I don't know. Let me rephrase that. I don't know any men at all. I've never met a single man in my life that has ever been accused of rape, that has ever went out and said that rape is okay. I've never heard that. That's not a defensible position being a man. If we're hanging out with a dude and a dude's like, yeah, you know, I raped this broad back home or in the alleyway, or I raped this broad that was staying at my house. No, we would fucking take that guy and beat the fuck out of him. We would never hang out with that guy again. Because to us as men, especially somebody with a mother, with nieces, with a girlfriend, plenty of female coworkers that I work with that I absolutely respect, both who have been in higher positions than I have when, on my job. If I ever found out that any of them were raped, I would try so hard to stop myself from going out and shooting the motherfucker that raped them. Okay? That's the position that men have. Have you ever seen a father get protective over his daughter? Go tell a father that his daughter's been raped and see how he fucking reacts. He's gonna pull out a fucking gun, even if he doesn't have one. He's gonna take one right out of his fucking ass. He's gonna fucking shoot a broad. I have no problem with telling people not to rape. Saying that rape is wrong. That's absolutely something that should be taught. Although I don't think it needs to be taught, but definitely in school, say, hey, rape is fucking terrible. If you've been raped, please go to the police. Please go to the authorities so we can prosecute those who commit that heinous, fucking terrible act that should never be committed ever against a woman's will or against a man's will. But when you specifically target men, yeah, we're going to get a little irritated. Now, I might be overreacting with this video. I probably am. But it's the same agenda that's pushed by left-wing media or by feminazis that men are rapists. Okay? men get raped too. Whatever. I don't need to explain that. Rape is bad. Okay? We can all agree on that. Let's end on that note. Rape is bad.